Hey everyone, it's Ryzen.
And Liz.
Welcome to the Bengals destroying New England and the Patriots.
On Christmas Eve.
Yes, that is correct.
It's going to be cold, it's going to be windy, and I don't know who is going to that game because...
Why would you want to watch this team play? Unless you want to watch in confidence, because...
I don't know.
This is a dumb team. Like, I'm sorry, the way they lost last week is the dumbest way to lose a game I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even sure a high school team would have been that stupid.
Scott Zolak was right. It's the dumbest team and the dumbest play he's ever seen.
It is the dumbest team I've ever watched. And it's not just that play. These guys don't even know how to run routes properly.
They're bad.
Like, it is laughable how bad this team is. I can't believe they're 7-7 in spite of themselves. I really can't believe that.
I know.
I mean, they feel like one of the worst teams in the league.
How they've hung on that long, it's beyond me.
Joe Cardona's out because I guess long snapping breaks your ankle somehow.
They put him on IR.
I know, he's on IR, so guess how we're going to lose this week? Oh, there's 5 seconds left, let's punt the ball. Oh, he snapped it over his head. I don't know, would that be worse than the lateral?
I don't know. Probably. That's how the Super Bowl happened for the Broncos.
Maybe punting with 1 second left instead of, throwing the ball away to end the game. They'll just punt and then he'll snap it over his head. You watch. There'll be a bad snap in this game.
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen.
Jalen Mills is out with his groin. Devontae Parker has his never-ending concussion, so he's out too. Damian Harris has his never-ending thigh injury. Jack Jones is questionable with his knee.
But let's be honest with Damian Harris's injury. The two rookie running backs have actually been okay, so...
Well, they should have been using, particularly Pierre Strong, who's really fast. I think it's Pierre Strong that's the fast one.
I don't know. Harris and Strong are their names.
They were using him as the Marcus Jones thing, which he should have been doing to begin with. But whatever. Jonathan Jones is questionable with the chest. Jacoby Myers questionable with the shoulder. At least that makes sense because he actually contributes to this team.
Right.
Stevenson still with his ankle, but I'm sure he'll play.
That also makes sense, and he was a snub for the Pro Bowl, in my opinion.
I can't believe he didn't get picked for the Pro Bowl.
You know who else didn't? Christian McCaffrey.
Neither did Josh Uche, who's arguably the second or third best pass rusher in the NFL this year.
You could have made an argument for a Winwoo on offense to be made as a fucking tackle. A guard.
He ranks like number 3 in the league. Like, the interior of the line is actually really good.
Right.
Even Cole Strange has been solid.
Very good for a rookie. He's been very good.
David Andrews obviously fantastic.
Marcus Jones also didn't make the Pro Bowl. He probably could have as a rookie.
Could have, but he's also... I mean, he could have made it as the returner. But actually, he should have made it as the returner.
Right.
He's probably the best returner in the NFL. Which they got really lucky with that draft pick. Anyway, Tyquan Thornton's on there with his knee. I don't know how. He doesn't do anything. How do you injure your knee when you literally do nothing? Did you injure it running all those failed routes where you ran guys into other guys last week?
I don't know. Whatever.
He's been a disaster since that one game that he's been good in. The Bengals, they've ruled out Sam Hubbard with his calf. They've also ruled out Hayden Hurst. I think they ruled him out.
They did, yeah. It might not be on here.
Yeah, it's ruled him out yesterday.
You mean today? Today's Friday.
Or today, whatever. Sorry. I'm work schedule. You have the day off. Holiday. Jalen Davis is questionable with his thumb. Cam Taylor-Britt questionable with his shoulder. And Jay Tufoli, who has an amazing name, he's sick. Questionable, so who knows? I mean, defensively, they're gonna limit Jamar Chase, obviously, and the plan is to get a ton of pass pressure on Burrow.
Yeah.
Which they can do because the Bengals have a mediocre offensive line. So
I guess if you can pick apart some weakness for that.
That's been their weakness the past couple of years. Is that O line? It's what cost them the Super Bowl. So. Look, I don't think Burrow's going to come and light up the Patriots defense. I think the defense is going to be fine. They might score like 24 points or something, but the defense is going to hold them to low enough to where the Patriots are going to be in the game.
And then some boneheaded thing will happen at the end and they'll lose.
And basically the offense is, well, that could happen, or the offense is going to do basically nothing.
Like they've done every week.
Which is what they've done every week. I think they're a worse offense than the Broncos at this point.
Let's be honest.
I think they are.
They can barely score points.
Wilson finally figured shit out in Denver.
Too late because he got hurt.
It's too late now, but it's not just that they're bad. It's how they're bad. They're incompetent.
Yeah.
They don't run routes properly. I mean, even Stevenson, as good as he is, he's running routes on that goal line sequence. He ran a route where he brought the linebacker into Nelson Aguilar's face. Nelson Aguilar is the hot receiver on the play. Like, he's the primary receiver. Why are you running a route where you're taking the linebacker in front of him? Why are you doing that? There's no way that's your route.
They have no discipline. They have no discipline. They can't run routes.
Thornton did the same thing where he brought the defender towards Jonnu when they missed the throw. Made the throw harder than it needed to be.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I mean. Like, they just don't have any discipline. They don't. It's like they don't practice.
They don't have
things.
any discipline, but then they're also not disciplining players.
I mean, you got Mac screaming at the sideline. He's so amped up. He doesn't wait for Jonnu Smith to get set. Hikes it too fast, and it's a false start. What are you doing, dude? Like.
Yeah, and he's getting a lot of criticism this week because of that.
And then you have dumbass Trent Brown like a tweet that wants a new quarterback. Dude, you're the worst player on the team. You are literally the worst player on the team. Like, Trent, I'm sorry, dude, but what are you doing?
If this was the Bill Belichick of the past, he would be benched.
He should be benched.
That's
absolutely
unacceptable. You can't do that.
It's completely unacceptable. I mean, I bet he gets asked about it, he'd probably say, "Oh, I misclicked it." Probably. Dude, I don't care. Even if that is true.
The left tackle is arguably one of the most important positions on offense for a reason.
Look, if Jacoby Myers did that, fine. Jacoby Myers has contributed to this team. Stevenson has contributed to this team. Owenwu contributed to this team. Trent Brown? Dude, get your own shit together. You're the worst left tackle in football.
And you can't use your getting the flu as an excuse.
No,
sorry.
He was bad even before that.
Yeah, he was bad all season.
So, this team is like falling apart at the seams. And it seems like the locker room's basically lost buy-in to the whole system. Surprisingly, the Patriots control their destiny. If they win the last 3 games, they are in the playoffs.
But who really thinks that's going to happen? Who really thinks that Miami is going to come into New England and win? That's the only game left, I think, that they actually could win. Do we think we can go to Buffalo and win a game? Hell no. There's no chance.
I mean, they can get in at 9-7 with help. At 10-7, they're guaranteed in, but that would require, because you blew that game to a Raiders team that's just not a very good team. There's no excuse.
They should have kneeled the ball and went to overtime.
I just don't.
And actually tried.
I mean, you look at the schedule. How do you lose to the Bears?
I have no fucking
How
clue.
do you lose that game to Miami?
I don't know.
They scored like 14 points and you lost.
There's other games they should have.
The Packers. How do you lose to the Packers? One of the worst teams in the league. There are tons of games where they had the games perfectly winnable, and in the Bears case, they got blown out by a pretty bad team.
Right.
In the other cases, they could have easily won, and they should have won.
Yeah, like the Packers game. The Packers game was the one where
there's no excuse.
It would have been hard for them to win, I think.
I know you got the third-string quarterback in, but you had it into overtime, and you took the ball out of the guys. I mean,
I know.
You punted the ball away. You punted the game away.
Yeah, I know.
Vikings game. You blew that game. I know you got...
That was a game they could have won.
Got hurt by officiating, but you still should have won the game.
That was a game they had in grasp to win, and which would have been a major win, too.
This is just a frustrating team, and a lot of it rides on Belichick and just the coaches that he has destroyed this team with.
Yeah, obviously Bill's going to stay the head coach.
Obviously, because...
But everyone else under him,
gotta go.
They need to just clean
outside
house.
Of Steve Belichick, because the defense is fine.
Right. They need to clear house of all the other coaches.
But all the offensive coaches have got to go.
Yeah, it's very clear. Especially Cam Akers needs to be fired and
banned
from the league. He's so bad.
Put Joe Judge back on special teams.
Yeah.
But Matt Patricia's got to go. He's got to be gone.
There's no question. And he just needs to go.
I mean, it's too late now, and there's nothing you can do. But I mean, pretty much the only game he has game planned well in is Arizona. And that's because his default game plan of screen happens to be Arizona's weakness. That's the only reason that game plan was good.
Yeah, and I think the only reason we actually won that game was because Kyler Murray got hurt.
And even then, I don't know. Kyler Murray has been
Mediocre.
bad. Mediocre is being nice to his level of play this year. But yeah, it's just Arizona was a blitz-happy team. So basically the one mode that Patricia has, which is quick, short screens, actually works against them.
Right.
It seems like he's not capable of doing anything else.
No.
So, I don't know. I don't have a lot of confidence that we're going to beat the Bengals.
I don't either. Especially with shitty weather.
I don't think they're going to beat any team for the rest of the year. Maybe Miami. Maybe. And that's a
that's another thing with the Pro Bowl. Tua did not make it.
I know. He kind of fell off a little bit towards the end, but that's okay.
They're making the playoffs.
They are going to make the playoffs, yes. The Jets aren't. The Jets collapsed thanks to Zach Wilson.
Pretty much. If he wasn't a dumbass and, made comments and destroyed his career, basically.
Well, his career is likely over.
He's destroyed his own career. It's his own fault. Really.
It is his own fault.
He's a stuck-up, ignorant little kid.
Yeah, I know. Well,
it's his own fault.
He's tried to walk it back now, but it's too late.
Yeah, it's too late. You saying stuff like that, not sticking up for yourself
not taking responsibility for your own play.
Right. Like you look at the Patriots for an example. With last week, what happened? Jacoby owned up to it, and you could tell that in his interview.
Obviously, Max taking responsibility for not making a tackle, even though everybody knows no quarterback's making that tackle. But he still takes responsibility anyway.
Right, and that's what a quarterback should say.
A quarterback does.
Right. That's
what a player on a team does.
Right.
So, but yeah, I don't want to watch this team in the playoffs, frankly. I just don't. The sooner this season ends, the better.
Let Buffalo win the fucking...
Buffalo probably win the Super Bowl. They're
unless they're totally cursed.
They're the best team in the NFL. They're the best team in the NFL. The only other team that's maybe close to them is Philly.
True. I think it's going to be a Buffalo-Philly Super Bowl.
But I would probably. But I'd much rather be Buffalo. I trust Josh Allen's experience more.
Yeah.
Personally, but I don't know. I was going to say the offense is so bad, guys. Like
they can't scheme or do anything.
There's no scheme or anything. Like what are they going to game plan? They can't even function. They can't run routes cleanly. They literally can't do anything.
It's just a mess.
So basically, on offense, the key is execute something remotely mediocre.
And don't fumble the ball.
That's it.
And don't fumble.
Don't turn the ball over and try to game manage
something.
And hope to God that your defense scores a touchdown or two.
Right.
And that's really the game plan every week.
Pretty much.
And don't have meltdowns in the red zone.
Yep.
Whatever. We'll be back for the recap. This team is just... I'm sorry, it's just embarrassing to watch sometimes. You just watch the level of incompetence on display, and especially when you watch coaches' film, and you just see guys running the wrong route constantly. Running routes into other guys, receivers running into each other, and it's just...
Yep.
Why? How?
It's uncharacteristic of the team.
But it's been the whole year, and it's week 16.
And it's something that's just progressively gotten worse since 2018.
I don't know. It's bad. Ever since McDaniel, especially since McDaniel's been gone, it's been getting really bad.
Yeah.
Whatever. We'll see you for the recap. This is Horizon.
And Liz.
Thanks for watching. Take care.